Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thanks for joining me. If you could, please give me a like and subscribe down below, as well as leave some comments on the video. That way I know y'all's views on things, how y'all, what the listeners are, thinking, and what their thought is, what your thought is on the video, as well. Anyhow, let's get right to it. Now, we've been told by Donald Trump over and over again just how much he respects our military, and doesn't have any bad thoughts about them, and that he thinks they're just so awesome, and all this and that and all this other BS he keeps feeding us. Well, he has proven time and again that he has absolutely zero respect for our military. First off, in his campaign he said that the generals didn't know much. He knew more about the military than they did, and more about how to take care of ISIS than they did. Well, guess what? They haven't really changed what they're doing, and ISIS is still on the run. They have been for a few years now. Of course, he's taking credit for that, saying, oh, he made them give up. He didn't change anything to make them give up. He didn't do anything different than Barack Obama has done for the last 8 years. Anyhow, moving on from that, he said John McCain wasn't a war hero because war heroes aren't captured, basically insulting every surviving POW we have in America, telling them that because they were captured, their service doesn't matter, which is utter bullshit. These people went over to and fought wars for us, whether or not you agreed with the war or not that they fought. These people still went over and they fought for the United States. John McCain went over and fought for this country, risked their lives. They got captured and they had to deal with being tortured and tormented for years, some of them. We're not talking about that Bergdahl guy who decided to get captured because he decided to walk off the base and desert the freaking military. We're talking about people like John McCain that were captured and were kept and tortured for years in Vietnam. People that were tortured in other wars, and other people that have been tortured when they've been taken from their bases and stuff, from Iraq to all the way back to Vietnam. And I'm sure there were a lot during both world wars as well. And so it doesn't show much respect for the military when you say these things. And then he attacked the service of a dead Muslim U.S. military person. Army Captain Khan, if I remember his name I remember that to be his name. His parents were at the Democratic National Convention in 2016, talking about how much his son loved this country, how much he loves this country, how much his wife loves this country, and how that his son died for this country. Highlighting the point that not all Muslims are the same, just like not all Christians are the same. Most Muslims are not out to hurt nobody or anybody. They're not out to hurt anybody. Period. Now you do have some that are. You've got some Christians that do it too, just not that you hear about very often in the media. But still, there are bad people everywhere. Every group of people has some bad people in the group. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. And now look at what he's done. He insulted the wife or the widow of one of the Green Berets killed in the ambush attack in Niger last week. Sergeant LaDavid T. Johnson said that his widow had a 5-minute conversation with Donald Trump. In that conversation, Donald Trump used the phrase, "Well, he knew what he signed up for." And as well as maybe the guy did know what he signed up for. I think most people in the military do know what they sign up for and know what they're getting into. But that's not a way to try to console a grieving widow or family. I mean, that would be like I know a few cops on Facebook, and I know some of their families anyway, and that'd be like them posting on Facebook that their police officer, their family member who was a police officer, was killed in the line of duty for somehow or another. And then you respond with, well, you knew what they signed up for. That's crap. That is not a way to treat the widow of a fallen U.S. soldier. That is no way in the world to treat the widow of a fallen soldier or the family of a fallen soldier. Now, he went on to say that the Congresswoman, Representative, let me get the name here, Representative Wilson, Democrat of Florida, he claims that she fabricated the whole thing. But the widow and the mother of this dead Green Beret, David Johnson, they confirm what the representative said Donald Trump told them. That he did indeed disrespect the family and disrespect their dead family member. So Donald Trump, once again, you are lying. You lie all the time. It's all you can do. You don't know how to do anything but lie. And now to lie about our military? To lie about our military. And to lie about what you said to a family of a fallen member of our military. That makes you unfit to be president. You are a coward and you are a disgrace to this country. At the end of the day, I hope you get impeached. I'd rather have Mike Pence, who would actually show some respect for our military. At this point, I'd take any Republican over you. I mean, there was a point when I was considering voting for John Kasich if he had won over Hillary Clinton. And instead, I vote for Hillary Clinton because you ran. And now look at what you're doing. You're insulting our military. You're insulting our vets. You're insulting our military dead. And how are you actually consoling these families? Telling them, oh, well, he knew what he signed up for. Well, Donald Trump, I've been hearing you've been crying about having to live in the White House, and that you've been upset about about the work you're having to do, and how it's not as enjoyable as you thought it would be. Well, you knew what you signed up for.